Welcome, my beautiful souls. I am Sandy, the Rambling Psychic, and today, Gemini, we are going to do a Gemini love reading. So, Gemini, this is one of those readings where the energy started speaking before the cards even came out. Um, I get this sense that someone has been trying to figure you out, like not just your heart, but your mind. It feels like a conversation that's like split in two. It's like happening at the same time. At least this is the way I'm hearing it. One that's spoken, and I also feel one that's never been said out loud. Interesting. So, if you've been feeling someone thinking about you, dreaming about you, this reading, um, I'm going to say may explain why, but I feel like it will explain why. So, Gemini, let's see what's really going on in love. And if you're ready, I am ready. So, Gemini, we will let Mother Mary open up the reading. We will use the crystal vision to clarify and go deeper. And I'm going to do what's called the Celtic cross, and we're going to use the Universal Tarot. So, I'm going to bring the lid down, and we're going to get right into this reading. Feel it. I feel like it's been calling to me. Um, let's start with Mother Mary. And as I am shuffling, and everything is pre-shuffled, just go ahead and relax your mind. Listen with your intuition, not your expectations. You know, your guides know what your expectations are. So try to tune in if you can intuitively. Interesting, an alarm just went off. At the fire station. Hello. Oh. I think it's calling for us to pay attention. And hello, Mother Mary, bringing out miracles. Beautiful miracles. I trust in God to know the perfect solution to this situation and compassion. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. Number one, I know you can feel other people. Like, I know many of you read energy. Like, you can read energy before someone even opens their mouth. And I feel like I don't know why I'm picking this up right now, but I feel like this is something that you've worked on. That you really had to learn to trust yourself and what you were picking up. So, anyways, I'm not sure why that's coming up right now, especially when I'm looking at Miracle. Um, I would just expect it. I would expect it. All right, I'm going to put Mother Mary over here. Give her a little crystal. And let's go ahead and begin the main spread. So this is called the Celtic Cross. And I will explain to you as I lay the cards down their position and what they mean. Jeez. Okay. I'm going to keep you. Jeez. I'm going to keep you too. All right. So here's our first two cards. So the first card is present energy, current energy. What's going on right now? The second card, it actually goes like this. Now I don't know. All right. Second card crosses it. And that really speaks about, well, it can be something that's either inhibiting or something is helping. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. All right. Number 3 is the subconscious mind. I really feel like this is the root of the reading, though. Number 4 is the past. Number 5 is the conscious mind. So these are the things that you are aware of, that you do know, or you will know very soon. And then your recent or your near future, you, external. So external influences, external noise, whatever it may be. And then your hopes or fears. Hopefully it's your hopes. And then the final outcome. I do want to remind you that the final outcome can always change. Like you have that power. Maybe we won't want it to change though. All right. I put them down because I like the mystery of turning them over. I don't know. Um, I don't know what's here. And my guides know that's the way I like it. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's start with current energy. Well, Chariot, your neighbor, Cancer. This is unlimited potential, Gemini. It is balance. Well, it requires balance. Let's put it that way. Think of the Chariot like a car. You get a car delivered to you. I mean, let's say you do get a car delivered to you, but it comes with 4 flat tires. What good is that? Right? What good is that? I can't take my car anywhere. The Chariot needs that balance. And it really is the balance of the feminine and the masculine, the light and the shadow. And it's a reminder that your intentions, how this Chariot were to go. So that's why if you believe that you have unlimited potential, so be it. So be it. That's what the Chariot wants you, the Chariot wants you to know that about yourself. You have unlimited potential. And in a love reading, well, I feel like it may be the balancing of 2. All right, let's see what's coming over it. The 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. This could certainly talk about grounding, making sure you're grounded. Some of you may be moving, with the Chariot. That can certainly talk about movement. This often reminds me of like the home. Some of you may be changing homes, but of course, you would already know that. But this may talk about like as you move forward, think about, am I grounded? Am I grounded? And because this is a love reading, let's say this is a relationship that is potentially beginning, well, let's start it on the strongest foundation we can. So even though we have the Chariot, which can be fast moving, I feel like the 4 of Wands just like, let's just slow it down. Let's make sure our feet are on the ground. And for some of you, I definitely feel there's movement. So let's go to, really it's called the subconscious mind. Well, 2 of Swords. Little fear. This person's wearing a blindfold. It means there's something they don't want to face. But, what I feel in this energy is the longer I wear the blindfold, the bigger the problem seems, where maybe it's not as big as my imagination is making it. Now, it's not to negate that, you may have a little fear about something, or there may be something that, for some of you, maybe it's a move. Like, should I or shouldn't I? I have a feeling this is going to tie back to the past. So let's go ahead and look at the past. Excuse me. Oh my. Ten of Cups. Wow. Normally, a happy home, a house of love, um, joy and laughter. It's interesting because I feel like this Two of Swords is questioning the Ten of Cups. And maybe some of you are questioning if the love still exists, whether it be like within your own heart or in a partnership. There could be definitely some, let's say I want, like, I have the Ten of Cups and I want to save the Ten of Cups. It may talk about more balanced, both feel. Something is telling me it's something else. So let's continue and then we can always come back. Interesting, we have the Emperor. I'm saying interesting because I think it was Scorpio who got, I've only done Scorpio and Taurus, so it was one of those signs that the Emperor, and I think it was Scorpio in the exact same position. The Emperor. Um, Normally someone we can look up to. This is someone who, we have a 4 and a 4 here. And it's interesting because that 4 is pointing to the Ten of Cups. And the Two of Swords is mirroring the Emperor. I just get this sense of, can I still look up to someone? I feel like the Emperor is twofold, to be honest with you. Because I feel like, can I still trust, love? There's something that doesn't want to be faced. But yet, I feel like it's so important that you face it. So I want to look at the near future, the King of Cups. Okay, mirroring the Ten of Cups. With the 4 connecting them. I feel like, excuse me, I feel like you're leaving the Ten of Cups. And that must mean that the Ten of Cups isn't truly the Ten of Cups anymore. And some of you, this can be like, let's say like a marriage and you may have kids and that may be part of the hard decision making of whether I stay or go. And I get this sense all of a sudden of wondering if I can trust someone. Can I trust them with my heart? Are they being true? Another reason to take that blindfold off because let's face it, it's best to know. That way you can then make a decision for yourself. And I feel like the Emperor, he doesn't feel negative here. So I'm not feeling like I can't look up to this Emperor any longer. This may be energy that has yet to arrive. And the King of Cups, even though he's in your near future, I feel like he's tied to that Ten of Cups. But there's something that just doesn't feel right. But it could be because I have this blindfold on. The Chariot is also pointing to the Emperor. I get this sense So some of you may be in a current relationship, but I don't know that it's grounded. Like, I feel this sense, I really feel a sense of, should I stay or should I go? Well, let's keep moving. And then we'll use the crystal vision to come back on that. Oh, look at, okay, so now we're under the position of you. Literally, you're asking yourself a question. Seven of Cups, you're choosing a cup. But the Seven of Cups is really kind of chaotic energy. What do I do? What do I do? Gemini, I feel like it's interesting. Even if you're connected to someone, but not happily, I want to make that clear. I feel like there's this cup coming in. I do feel like it's the Emperor. And it may come sooner versus later. And that may throw you off course a little bit. If nothing else, I feel like you need to make sure you're grounded here because this really is chaotic energy. And then what's mirroring it is the Two of Swords. So again, a blindfold, right? But she is swaying. Almost like she's ready to make movement. But anyway, so here comes this cup. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Well, let's go to the external. Six of Cups. Someone that I used to know. This is nostalgia. This is happy memories. Boy, do I feel like for some of you, this is someone of your past. I feel like this person comes at you. Okay, so this is the person who's been thinking about you, potentially dreaming about you. And let me just say, out of the blue, you might have just started thinking about them. That's because they're thinking about you. I definitely feel that. I can't say that's for everyone. And it can also relate to past lives, but I do feel right here, right now, like there's a decision that needs to be made. It does feel like an emotional decision. It doesn't feel like, like this is just the easiest thing in the world. It feels like there's elements to this, and that's why I feel some of you may be connected to another. But if you are, there's something that's making you sway the opposite way. There's something that's making you say, I don't know if I want to stay anymore. I feel like there's someone that you're not trusting. But I feel like they're giving you reasons not to trust them. This could be someone who's in your life, out of your life, in your life, out of your life. And if that's the case, I would say take this new cup. Even if it is a cup of the past, I still feel like, well, let's just say follow your heart. All right, let's look at your hopes and your fears. Okay, it just couldn't be clearer. Justice, cutting of ties. And I don't feel like it's easy. Justice is about making you whole again. But when you see justice in a reading, there's usually something that's not balanced. Well, this is a love reading. So we know love somewhere along the way wasn't balanced or isn't balanced right now. And I get this sense that if you could move without any obstruction, without any worry, you would. Like, I feel like you would accept this cup, no doubt. But because I feel some of you, you may say that your heart belongs to another. But yet, if your heart belongs to another, what I'm feeling is, again, the energy of in and out, in and out, in my life, out of my life. Conversation, and then quiet. And, like every part of me wants to say, I don't want you to accept that. But that is not my call. I know that. Some of you are making a physical move. It's like you're leaving. Let's just say I feel like you're leaving a relationship, or you're leaving what you hoped would be a relationship. Yet again, someone feels like they're playing mind games, and I don't think it's you. Now, the Emperor, I feel, is rock steady. And, I can normally feel, the energy off of a card, like, is this good? Is this not so good? I felt this Emperor is rock steady. And the Emperor is someone we can look up to. You know what I feel like might be happening, Gemini? I feel like you're evolving. And I feel like you're evolving in a lot of areas in your life, but your intuition being a main one. And that's what you want to trust, because in the Two of Swords, you're not trusting your intuition. Something is telling you something. And again, I may not want to face it, but what if there's something better on the horizon? So I'm not telling you, like, if you're in a happy home, a happy relationship, and then this cup comes in, to let that go. No, never. I would never tell you that. But I'm not feeling that happy home. That's the problem. I'm just not feeling it. I'm feeling I wish it was a happy home. I wish it was full of love. It's a justice. Cutting of ties. The cutting of those ties gives you balance. And you have to think about yourself. Even Mother Mary, miracles. You know, Someone may reach out of the blue of your past, though it may be past lives. We'll see. I'm not really feeling past lives at this moment. And normally I can feel it, but it can be. But we'll before the reading is done, we'll make sure that you know. All right, let's look at the final outcome. Page of Pentacles. So I feel like what this is saying is you've been in a period where you've been learning, you've been growing. And with that growing does come some difficult lessons. But I feel like one of the lessons is about learning to choose yourself. And I don't mean in an egotistical way. I mean, like, I deserve to be happy. Some of you could have certainly been through some karmic lessons. And let me tell you, January can bring up karmic lessons, but that is so you can clear them for eternity. I feel like the one thing that is definitely being recognized is your growth. But with your growth often comes the reality of, wait a minute, is my life measuring up to the growth that I've had? So let me just say it this way. If someone is keeping you on the fence, in and out of your life, that you are the one who has to make the decision. But I feel like this cup that's coming in, I feel like it's coming from a very special place. Um, because I feel like it's real. Like I do. I feel like it's real. Some of you may be moving back home. And that may be where this person is. Or it could be the other way around, too, though. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. The Death card. Interesting, Scorpio. Um, and that may relate to some of you. But the Death card, it's telling you that a door is ready to be closed. So a new door can open. It's almost like one door can't open with the door behind it still open. Does that make sense? Okay. One door can't open unless the other door is closed. It's almost like a draft. Won't allow it. So I have to close that door. And a new door always opens. The Death card is about transformation. And that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling you've had a lot of transformation. You've been learning. You've been grounding. And now I feel like it's just facing whatever it is you need to face so that you can move into the next chapter. All right, let's bring out the crystal vision. I'm going to take off this little shawl. We're just going to give them a quick shuffle. They are pre-shuffled. And let's go deeper. Let's figure out who these people are, what they want from you. Interesting how we got two cards both times. So we're going to take this right over the middle, right over the current energy. Look at that. And look at that. Ring, ring. First of all, the Emperor is a card of Aries. I don't know if I said that. But in no way do I feel like it has to be an Aries. No way. You know, it's interesting because this image, I don't know if it's a camera, but it looks like a camera. And it may represent someone who, like, takes pictures or is very artistic on top of also being a natural healer. You know, the emperor has lived life. The emperor has lived the life of all the kings, and it doesn't mean that they're old. It means that they're wise. And I love the Ace of Swords coming out with the emperor because the Ace of Swords to me is truth. But look at the beautiful roses climbing up it. Someone, well, the emperor, I want to say is asking for your hand. But they're definitely going to be communicating. And the Ace of Swords to me represents truth. So whatever this person has to say, I feel like they're saying the truth. They're telling you the truth. Someone who I felt before I even started the reading was already thinking of you. Interesting, the Emperor and the Emperor. Could also talk about much more like-minded energy. Because here's the thing. I feel like the Page of Pentacles is definitely saying about everything or recognizing your growth. The effort that you've put in to really elevate your life. Love is the hardest part sometimes, though. Um, because here is that question, right? And even in the position of you is the question, do I accept? First, I feel like I have to decide, do I stay or do I go? And I want you to understand, I feel like some of you, this is connected to someone who comes and goes. Do I want to put up with that? Or am I done? I feel like you got to take off that blindfold. Because, can this block the potential? It can. It can. I don't normally feel it does, but I feel like your perception of it will be different. You know what I mean? Like when let's say you decide to take off that blindfold and there is someone who's been in and out of your life and you're saying no more. Well, the universe picks up on that. And so does someone else. All right. I want to come down and look at that blindfold. I want to know more. We have the sun. It is interesting though. It did come in reverse, and I am going to leave it that way. Page of Swords also came in reverse, and the Knight of Wands all reversed. Wow. First of all, it feels like in this Two of Swords energy, which really is the root, it feels like someone has taken your joy. I definitely feel like with the sun in reverse, which is your illuminator, and I feel like what you are not paying attention to is your intuition, which, is not normally something I say for you, but I feel like it's just with a situation, not in general. I feel like in general, you do pay attention to your intuition, but feels like someone's got you on the hooks. Interesting that the Page of Swords is in reverse. Again, like no communication. And then the Knight of Wands in reverse. No passion, no joy, no communication, and no passion. In a way, I feel like that kind of answers your question of do I stay or do I go? And I feel like this is all tied to the past. But the past, for some of you, is also your present. I feel like Mother Mary is saying, you take off that blindfold, and sweetie, there will be a miracle waiting for you. You close that door, and I promise you, a new door will open up. And it is opening up, right? Like what is at the root of the issue is something is draining you. It's draining your joy. It's draining your energy. It's leaving you in almost like a state of confusion. And simply, do I want to stay in that energy? I feel like justice is answering that. Like, I feel like your soul or your higher self is like, no, use the sword. Cut those ties. But then your head is like, what if? But what if? But what if? Well, I feel like the what if has been answered because literally something or someone feels like it's just draining you. Okay. All right. I want to look at the Ten of Cups. See what's going on there. Again, in reverse. Hello, Will. I feel like this is a great symbol for you right now. For those who um are on the fence about something, you could very much be thinking that someone is like a soulmate or a twin flame, that type of energy, and therefore you're giving them much more of your energy and time than maybe they deserve. Of course, that is your personal choice. But I feel like with the wheel in reverse, it's saying no, they're not your twin. They're not your soulmate. Or if they are a soulmate, they're a karmic soulmate. And a karmic soulmate is here to teach us. And you're here to learn. And then the King of Wands in reverse. Well, in the upright, this person will let you know how they feel. They do not hold back on their passion. They just don't. But they are. They are. I want to say the good news, even though I know it doesn't feel good. But in a way, I feel like this can release you from it if you so choose. This can release you without the fear of, did I just leave a soulmate? Did I just cut it off with the soulmate? Well, in a way, they cut it off because your guides know that you deserve so much more. And there's nothing wrong. Like, you're not being judged. Like, how could they stay in this type of house? You know, well, I mean, number one, they wouldn't do that because they do understand that love on the earthly plane, when we're in our earthly body, is difficult, right? But when we spiritually awaken, then it becomes clearer and clearer what's meant to be and maybe what's not meant to be. And don't forget the death card, closing of a door so that this new door can open. We know it's the Emperor. It's right over your current position and your conscious mind. Again, I'm not thinking about the sign, I'm just thinking about their energy. This is someone who's, they work hard on their energy. They worked hard to be the person that they are. It didn't come like overnight. They've had their heart broken. You know, However, I do want to say, like, if we keep in mind that love on this earthly plane, it is about lessons. And each love is teaching us something. Each person we fall in love with sometimes is teaching us, like, wow, like, boy, I'm allowing someone to walk all over me. And I'm not judging you when I said that. I shouldn't have said that, but, um, okay. I feel like that has to be a personal choice. Seven of Cups and the Fool. Oh my gosh. So the Emperor is offering this cup. It's clear. But to accept the cup, you know you need to be free. You have to be willing to take that leap of faith. And with the two swords below it, mirroring it, that is why I feel like first and foremost, be honest with yourself regarding something that, again, feels like it's draining you. And let's say you do decide to use that sword of justice. Remember, that makes you whole again. If nothing else, it balances you. And the Fool, I feel like when there's a little bit of fear, the Fool is a great representation of just taking baby steps, right? It is about taking a leap of faith, but you don't have to jump from the 0 to the 10. I feel like this person is speaking the truth and nothing but the truth. I feel like they have feelings for you. Whether you're just meeting, or you just met them, or it's someone of the past, or maybe you haven't even met them yet. Because I'm looking at Mother Mary again, like my eye keeps getting pulled to miracle. So for some of you, this may feel like a miracle, but I still feel like it's going to be like, oh, holy shit type of energy. But we know, I mean, look at the Emperor. The Emperor with the Ace of Swords, with beautiful roses, red roses climbing up that. The truth and nothing but the truth. The Fool, a new beginning, a new love, a new opportunity. You know, this Ten of Cups that maybe you wished that you had doesn't mean that you can't have it, but maybe it is with someone else. And I would say don't regret because you learned something. You evolved. Okay. Let's look at you now with the Seven of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups, unexpected cup of fulfillment. It came in reverse. The Hermit. The Hermit card of Virgo. But, I'm going to say, certainly doesn't have to be. The Hermit is about reflection, spiritual reflection. By the way, you'll either see the Hermit going into the cave, which means going through the dark night of the soul, or emerging from the cave, which means I have found the light. I have found the answers to my questions, especially spiritually. And I kind of love the Hermit coming over this decision of whether to choose or to accept this cup or not. This Knight of Cups coming in reverse. I don't feel like it's stopping this night. I feel like what it's saying is some of you are going to know who it is. However, I also get this sense, again, taking my time, not rushing. And that's mainly for those who are in like an uncertain state. Like, how do I know this is going to be any better than this? I thought this was going to be the Ten of Cups. I feel like that's where the strong foundation is talking about. Maybe it wasn't started on a strong foundation. It could have been like a free will where like energy just kind of lured you in, especially with the King of Cups mirroring that. King of Cups can make you feel so loved, but then, well, then, depends. All right, I want to look at that Six of Cups. I'm going to keep those out for now. Ten of Wands in reverse. Oh my gosh. Holy reversals. Do I have my deck in the upright? I do. Look at this. No wonder I'm doing a reading for you. Ten of Wands in the upright. Heaviness. It can talk about, some may have a tendency to like carry a relationship on their own. All the weight is on your shoulders. It does become too much. Like in the Ten of Wands, I feel like we're secretly, or not secretly, subconsciously wishing for a tower. Like maybe I'm having a hard time ending it, so somebody just end it for me. Spirit guides, help me. You got it. You got it. So this person is not bringing any burden into your life. It's actually helping to eliminate it. It's interesting. Sam and I had a conversation last night, and we were just talking about love. And I said, and I was kind of joking when I said it, but I said, the fastest way to get over love is to fall in love with someone else. And I was joking, but I kind of believe that. The Ace of Cups in reverse. Listen, this cup wants to be in the upright. I know it. It wants to be in the upright. But some of you may be feeling like, especially if you're still dealing with this, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I know it wants to be in the upright. And I'm going to leave it in the upright. So it may certainly represent some of you just saying no. Like, no, thank you. Yet, when you see the Six of Cups, this is about you. Yes, it can talk about someone from your past, and it may be way back in the day. I mean, they could have been a page. You could have been a page. And now you're the king or the queen. Well, one is the emperor. So one has done pretty well in their lives. And let's say that about the emperor. Let's give him the credit. Like, this is someone who definitely cares about their fellow man and woman. I often say, like, if I go on a date with this person, one of the things you're going to notice is how well they treat people. Like if you go on a date and let's say you go to a restaurant and all your date does is complain about the service and blah, 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 even if it wasn't great, um, and then leaves no tip. I don't know. I feel like that would be our last date. That would be our last date. Right? Because we can tell a lot by how someone treats others. Okay. I feel like with the Hermit and the Ace of Cups, I feel like your spirit, your soul wants this cup. This could be a soul's quest, actually. Like, will we find each other again? Because remember, soulmates, you're attached eternally. Doesn't mean every lifetime we're going to come in and, love. But this lifetime, it is about love. And I feel like if you said to this person, I need a little time, I need to think about this, I feel like they would give you that time. I understand. I understand because I've been there myself. I won't run away. Take what time you need. I will not run away. And they won't run away unless you tell them. If you tell them, no, I am not interested, I feel like you'll break their heart. I do. But that is your choice. All right, let's go up to justice. I might end up bringing the romance angels out. We'll see. Something I want you to think about, if you would, because I know many of you, many of you here, I know like you've done shadow work, like you are evolving, and many by leaps and bounds. And I feel like it's showing, this isn't the Eight of Swords, that self-created prison. It's the Two of Swords. So it can be dealt with without major upheaval. Because I feel like as soon as I deal with this, there's someone waiting in the wings. Or maybe even before you deal with that. Though I feel like your guides are kind of, I don't know if the word is protecting you, not against the emperor. Oh, look at this, the star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes coming over justice. Man, it's like it's saying, and then Mother Mary also saying miracles, and that they're going to be answered. I feel like best thing you can do is ask yourself some questions here. Are you happy? Is someone draining your energy and your joy? Is it worth it? If you say yes, then it's yes. But if you say no, hang on to your hat. Because I feel like these dreams, and it's interesting because I felt someone was dreaming of you before we even started the reading. And now I'm wondering if you're also dreaming about them. Even if there's no face attached. I often feel that, like when we're about to meet a soulmate, um, like we'll have these dreams, but then we can't see the face. Five of Swords. Wow. So it is a five. Five speaks of change. But if you just look at the image, like here is this woman with two swords in her back. In her back. Like not even in the front, in the back. You didn't even have the balls to stab me in the front. You had to do it in the back. So you've been dealing with something or someone who has toxic energy. I'm not calling them toxic. I'm just saying their energy is toxic to your energy. I know that also from how much something has been draining your energy and your joy. And this is coming over the page of Pentacles, where I feel like what this is saying is I can learn from this. I can learn from this. It was a hard lesson, no doubt, but a lesson worth learning, no doubt. Why? Because there's the change. There's the movement. And I'm telling you, this person's not coming in to put any burden on your shoulders. If anything, they're going to help you carry whatever burdens you have. Truly, the Emperor is a natural healer. But because I feel that this is soul connected, you can certainly help heal each other also. You know, I feel like everyone's got broken little pieces. But when soulmates, unless it's karmic, it is, that's what it feels like. It feels like you were dealing with a karmic soulmate, and now your healing soulmate's coming in. But this is a soulmate that will truly be the Ten of Cups. And don't forget the wheel. Your destiny is in reverse over the Ten of Cups. So that doesn't feel like it was real. I mean, it probably felt real, but I feel like it didn't turn out the way I had hoped. But listen, don't give up. And even if you're not interested in love, first of all, I don't know why you'd be here. But, it's okay to take time out. That's kind of what the hermit's doing, right? But the hermit is looking forward now. The hermit is in the fool's position, right on that ledge. And I just heard your angel say, if you would fall, we would catch you. Don't worry. If you want to take a leap, we're here. It's almost like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when it comes for you? 'Cause it's coming. It's coming. Hmm. All right. I want to pick these up. Clear the table a little bit. And I want to take, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I am. All right, I'm going to take the Gilded Tarot. And I'm very quickly going to go over this again with a different deck. And I'm not going to go over, well, we'll see. Let's see if we get synchronicities. Gemini. In the current position. Over the Chariot. And over the Foundation. Now love is being built on a strong foundation. Page of Cups. I'm looking at the Two of Swords. This is your inner child. But can I also say 2 pages and the Six of Cups? Especially with the Ace of Cups right above it. Because this page is holding a cup. See it right there. This, to me, is inner child energy. This is where love gets us. Like our inner child. Especially, I don't know why I'm picking this up, but I feel like there's a few of you where you didn't really feel unconditional love as you were growing up. And I feel you have a hard time trusting in love. And it kind of sucks because I feel like this person, someone that you got involved with, kind of reinforced that. But that was them. And that was their inability to give love, real love. But I feel like if you decide you've had enough, just let your spirit guide, their spirit guides deal with it. I feel like what this is saying is you have every right to put yourself first. Every right. Not just a right, but I feel like it's asking you to. No matter what your decision may be, it's still about, allowing that inner child to come out and play, to come out and have some fun, maybe some romance. Something made me change decks. And I always say something. It's my guides. It's not something. It's my guides. Our guides. All right. We have the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Swords. So again, we have difficult energy over this Ten of Cups. What is meant to be a happy home, boy, it's turning out to be anything but that. Seven of Swords, untrustworthy energy. I feel like some of you may be asking someone, like, what are you doing when you're not with me? Are you giving others your passion, but then don't give it to me? And why? Seven of Swords. Let's just say, at least this is the way I feel with the Seven of Swords. I feel like I can't believe a word that comes out of their mouth. I feel like this is the type of person who would rather tell you a lie than deal with the consequences of their own actions. It's very clear. Even though I do feel like, you really thought something was going to be like the ultimate. I just don't feel like it turned out that way. But again, what did you learn? That's what really, I feel like what this reading is talking about. You know, sometimes what we're learning is how not to stay. And it doesn't always mean like you're getting in your car and you're leaving, but you're cutting ties physically or energetically or both. There doesn't seem to be any saving qualities here. But this Ace of Cups, hello. All right, let's go up to the Emperor. Look at that. Interesting. The Emperor over the Emperor. We had the Emperor right in the middle last time. I feel like this is you accepting that cup. I feel like this is saying that you and them are much more like minded, have very similar goals. Both of you care about your fellow man and woman, and that's important because that's compassion. Mother Mary talked about compassion. I mean, you want to talk about like minded energy, like two people who are in the same vibrational length. It's not vibrational length, I don't know, that didn't sound right. The magician. And we are in the year of the magician now, the manifester, the alchemist. We are all the alchemists now. Look at that big infinity symbol. As above, so below. No beginning, no end. I feel like the emperor manifested you. I feel like this person, listen, I feel like they were dreaming about you. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know who this person is. They may have been dreaming for like someone that they could share their life with. You know why? Because they have their life together. But the one thing they don't have is love. And it's not that they're desperate for love, but they are inviting love into their life. And it's like their guides hear them. And you are the chosen one. The magician, where the fool was, teaches the fool. You have all the tools that you need on the table to truly be successful. Think about starting with strong foundation, and that may come through like some deep conversations. Okay. I'm not going to argue with that. Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Interesting coming out together. I feel like this is you, the different elements of you. Queen of Swords does have her sword up, means she could be in a defensive mode. It's Queen of Cups. She's holding that cup. The page, and now the Queen. It's like we see the evolution. At this party, it's like the head and the heart. And which one am I going to follow? The head or the heart? Interesting. You're the first reading where I changed the major arcanas, or not the major arcanas, the clarifiers. Yeah, Eight of Swords with the King of Wands. Self-created prison. These are those walls that we put up. She's also got a blindfold on. And I feel like what this is saying is in the Two of Swords. If I don't take that blindfold off, the fear, the uncertainty only grows. Because this is a self-created prison, you're the only one who can put down those walls. The King of Wands here is in the upright, where we saw him reversed in the last set of cards. Now we have him in the upright. So that means this is someone who will show you how they feel. Listen, even though you may have walls up, you're going to feel it. I just know it. You're going to feel it anyway. And I just get this sense that this person is very understanding. Like if you said to them, I'm afraid of love, I feel like they would say, I understand. I used to be afraid of love too. All right, let's look at justice, where we got the star last time. Okay, that's a lot of cards, but they just flip themselves around. So I'm going to take them, but I'm going to take them with everything. So we have the Seven of Wands. I'm actually just going to go right across the middle. Temperance. Temperance. Her first message is patience. But don't think that the universe isn't being patient with us. This isn't always about waiting for divine time. Sometimes divine timing is waiting on us without judgment. And temperance, to me, is the one who is mixing the loving waters of two cups, making sure that both cups are equally filled. You know, when divine is involved in your love life, it tells you that you can let go of the worry, because divine would say, put it in my hands. Put it in my hands. And because temperance just came out, and by the way, she's touching the Ace of Cups, this feels like a divine love. Six of Wands, victory and success. King of Pentacles, can be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Hello, Six of Cups again. Look at that, falling right under temperance now. And the Six of Pentacles, 66 connected. 66, it may ring a bell. Temperance is connecting the lovers from the Six of Cups together. She's using her magic. And this is going to feel magical if you allow it. Six of Pentacles, it is learning that fine art of give and take. And I feel like that has been a lesson. And I don't feel like the lesson is about learning how to give. I feel like you've got that down. It's about receiving. And it's hard to allow yourself to receive after you've been through something difficult. But nonetheless, you are being asked to allow yourself to receive. But then don't forget about the full. Baby steps. Baby steps. Listen, divine is involved in your love life. They have someone in mind who is upstanding, Perfect for you in love. I just feel it. Someone who's wise. I get the sense that there's a few of you who dealt with someone where I feel like you may have said, like, boy, they don't seem very smart. And yet would deny, like, if they say something to you that you know is not the truth, they would deny it. Like, I know you're lying. No, I'm not. But you are. No, I'm not. But you are. No, I'm not. With this person, it's just the opposite. And I don't know why my eyes keep going to miracle over and over again. All right. I think what I'm going to do is just take any other cards that want to come out now. We have the Hierophant. Card is Taurus. It is a 5. And I feel like it simply wants you to ask, well, let's talk about the relationship that is on and off or just doesn't feel good. Do your morals match? Do they have high morals? I feel like you do. This is an energy of faith, but it is about questioning faith. Yours, theirs. And I often feel the Hierophant is about to give a blessing. So what would be blessing here is this love. All right, one more time. Okay. I'm going to finish this reading with the romance angels, but I'm going to pick up some of this. I am not picking up that Ace of Cups. I am picking up this. Goodbye. Adios. All right. Let's see what the romance angels have to say. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. You know what's interesting? It's Martin Luther King Day. And dare I say that someone may have or may get a call, a text, some type of a message. I find it also interesting that this person's in a boat, a gondola, and they're crossing the water. Almost like a symbol of your love doesn't live here. Oh my gosh, from honeymoon to wedding. Wow. The situation involves marriage. Do I think it's talking about your past? I don't. Now, you could have been married back here. But that's not what this is talking about. Look at how quickly. And by the way, when you get the energy of the Emperor, not thinking of Aries, just the energy of the Emperor and everything good that the Emperor stands for. And you do let this energy in. You do allow them to woo you a little, let's say. I feel like very quickly this will move. And you know how I said to Sam, like, sometimes the easiest way to get over love is to fall in love with someone else. And again, I meant it kind of as a joke, but yet, gorgeous, that seemed like it fits here. All right, anything else? Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take. You're being guided. Some of you feel it. Some of you already know. Like, I feel like some of you came into this reading almost already knowing, without really knowing. Your intuition was talking to you, or your spirit guides, because this is telling you you're being guided towards great love. And make the effort. It feels safe. It feels safe. This is a love. As your best friend, I would want to see you in all day, every day. As your best friend, I would want you to use that sword to free yourself. Whether you choose to love again or not, it is about reclaiming your own power, reclaiming your life. You know, that's something we forget about. That our lives were given to us, not to another, to us. And our souls came into this lifetime to experience, to learn, to evolve. But not everyone is interested in evolving. You are. And so is the Emperor. And I literally feel like the Emperor is manifesting you through their dreams, their thoughts. And again, whether you know who they are or not. And here's how you can tell. I feel like when I said there's potentially someone of the past, some of you went right to someone. That's probably who. But for others, I feel like you may have no clue. Because remember, it's not always us manifesting. Sometimes it's our soulmate ready for us. Like, where's my other half? Where's my other half? Right. I got everything together. Like this, you being with the Emperor, someone who has evolved that much, someone who can truly offer you unconditional love. And even the romance angel saying this is great love that you're being guided towards and asking you to take that chance. Why can't you have miracles? You can. You can. But you also need to have power over your own life at the same time. And by the way, there is not one part of me that feels like as this person comes in, that they're expecting perfection. No. Especially if they're here to help you heal. But listen, I feel like our healing soulmates are the ones that we end up staying with. You know, of course, no one can guarantee that. There's free will. Even your guides can't guarantee that. But boy, They are trying to help you here. They're trying to guide you towards what you truly deserve. But I guess until you know that, though, again, I feel like this person, I don't feel like they'll run away. Like if you said, like, I am afraid to love. Well, let's take it slow. Let me date you. Let's just talk on the phone. And you're going to fall in love. I feel it with every fiber of my being. I feel it. And I'm going to let that be. This went a lot longer than I expected, but I am so glad I brought out the other deck. Because I feel like if there was uncertainty, now we have clarity. And it is up to you. But listen, I feel like your guides just want to give you a picture of the potential of what can be. And that's it. And then the rest is left to you and them. But I would say, let them date you. Have these late night conversations. And I honest to God feel like this is your person. I know it can't be for everyone, but if this resonated with you, boy, I pray, even if there's still fear, that you just give it one baby step. That's all I'm asking for is one baby step. I feel like the rest will take care of it. All right, I'm going to let that be, guys. I'm sorry I went a little over here. I say I'm sorry, but I'm glad I did. This Ace of Cups, boom, right in the middle with the Magician, boom, right there, like power. The Emperor over the Emperor. You are one of them. And I mean, it is like your perfect match. Okay, I could go on and on. I love you guys. I thank you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.